together.
Well, hello everyone and welcome to today's class. I'm Teacher Del, and as you can see, we've got a brand new setup for you. Look at this, we've got a brand new television, okay? New lights, new sound. I'm sure it's much better for you, okay? Now, if this is the first time that you are watching our class, don't worry, this is really easy. All you need to do is you need to enjoy it first. You need to participate. So how can you participate? Well, it's simple. You need to write in the comments. You could write about where you are in the world, where you are watching us from, your leveling of English, or any questions that you may have. And also, towards the end of the class today, I will have 3 questions, and it would be fantastic if you could post your answers in the comments, so then I'll be able to give you live feedback. And please comment about the new setup. Right, so today we're going to be talking about giving directions. Now, this is an important topic because often we are either asking for directions or people ask us for directions as well, okay? I'm sure it's happened to all of you, it's happened to me. But before we start, as you know, we always look back on what we did the previous week. So last week, we learnt about phrasal verbs. Now that was an interesting topic because phrasal verbs are a good way for you to sound even more natural when you speak English, okay? So in that class, we gave you lots of tips on how to learn the phrasal verbs because often students worry about the phrasal verbs, but there's nothing to worry about. You just need to learn them, practice them and use them. And this time we actually focused on phrasal verbs that we use at home. So one of the example here is to tidy up. So you could be saying to your children or to somebody else, hey, can you tidy up your room? Or put on, okay? Again, you know, or to clean up. You could be talking to your flatmate and say, can you clean up after your shower? Right? This kind of thing. So if you want to watch the class again, we gave you lots of examples. Well, you can. It's very simple. You go back onto our Facebook page. You click on the video section here, the left-hand side. A new window will open and then you'll be able to choose all the different classes. As you know, all of our classes luckily remain on Facebook. You can write some comments and we will reply to you. Right. So now let's talk about giving directions. This class is about giving you lots of vocabulary and examples. Of course, you will have to adapt to wherever you are when you are asking for directions or giving directions. So, knowing how to ask and give directions is very useful for lots of different reasons. Mainly so you don't get lost, of course. You can help other people and you can interact with the locals as well. And often the language that we interact in is English, okay? So it's a good way for you to practice your English. Different ways to ask for directions. You could say, I'm lost, can you help me? Or where can I find Main Street, please? I mean, it's Main Street in the example, but it could be another, okay? Piccadilly Circus, for example, okay? Which is the best way to the post office, to the train station, to the airport, whatever you need on that day? And how do I get to the beach from here? These are just examples. And also, if you need to stop somebody in the street, you need to be polite. And how do you do that? Well, it's simple. You could say something, excuse me, or you could even say, excuse me, sir, or excuse me, madam, but I'm a little bit lost. Can you help me? Or hello, I'm lost. Can you help me, please? And if you ask politely, people will be happy to help you, I'm sure. Okay, so one thing though, if we are talking about public transport, in British English, especially in London, we call the underground the tube, okay? So you would say, where's the nearest tube station? But if you are in the States, some of you already know that in American English, it's the subway, okay? So you would say, where's the nearest subway station? So you must remember this if you travel to Britain or to the States. Then, finding your way with public transport. Sometimes places are too far to reach on foot, so you need to catch the bus or you need to catch the train, different means of transportation. So it could be, does the number 33 bus stop outside the train station? Okay, so it could be a question. You could be at the bus stop and you could be asking this. Is this exactly the right thing to do? Asking the local people. Or you may not want to catch a taxi to go back to the airport. You may want to try local transport. So you could say, how often does the airport bus run? Okay, is it every half an hour? Is it every hour? Right? Or at what stop do I need to get off at to reach the Science Museum? If you are on the bus, that is, and you need to know where to get off. Remember, look, the phrasal verb here, to get off. This is the one to use here in this kind of situation. How to give directions. Now, if you live in a city that's got lots of tourists, sometimes you may be stopped in the street and people will ask you for some questions because they are lost. So what you need to remember here, it's very simple. You need to tell them to turn left or right, to take a left or to take a right, to make a left or to make a right. It's exactly the same. The first 3 points here, please remember them and use them. And also, if they don't need to turn, left or right, they can just go straight, to go straight on, or to carry on, to carry straight on, or to continue straight ahead, okay? This is when you don't need to make a turn, okay? Another thing here, you could be talking about north, south, east or west. It depends. In London, for example, we have the West End and the East End, and that's 2 different places, and people do refer to these places, you know, using east or west. Again, you may be asking somebody how to reach somewhere, and they may say to you, you need to head north, okay? Or you need to head south. So you need to understand that head means to go towards that direction. Or it could be walk down this avenue, okay? Walk up the next junction. So you'll then know that you are going to go down or going up. It depends where you are. Other things here, it's around the corner. That means it's really close, really. Where's the hotel? The Metropolitan Hotel, for example. Okay, it's very close. It's around the corner. It's just around the corner. It's across the street. You need to cross the street. It's 2 blocks away. In New York, for example, okay, lots of different blocks, and people do refer to blocks. So they could say it's a couple of blocks away. And if they say it's 10 blocks away, it could be too far for you to walk, especially if you've got your suitcases. So then you may have to catch a taxi. Or it's on the other side of the street. You need to cross. Lots of different ways to talk about directions. Sometimes, like I've mentioned, it's too far to walk. You need to take a taxi, you need to catch the bus, or you should go by metro. And here I didn't use the word tube or subway or underground because usually people understand metro as well. You could be driving, maybe you've hired a car, okay, and you're going back to the airport, so you need to follow the signs to the airport. It could be that somebody says to you, it's well signposted, you will find it. It means like, you know, the directions, how to get there, it's written, you will find it. Take exit 55, okay? It's a 5-minute drive. It's about a mile away. Or in some countries, we use kilometers as well. So it depends. And sometimes you've got it wrong and you need to make a U-turn or you need to turn around. You're going the wrong way. To make a U-turn is to go around, to actually turn completely because you're going in the wrong direction. So you need to be aware of that, okay? If someone tells you this. Okay, the next thing here is very useful. Often we stop people in the street and we've got a paper map with us or we've got our smartphone, we've got Google Maps on, but we still can't find where we want to go. So we stop people in the street or people stop us. And somebody may say to you, excuse me, but can you show me on the map how to get to the British Museum from here, please? So the British Museum is in London. So imagine you are in London and somebody is asking you this. So here on this slide, we've got the map, right? Let's imagine that you are staying at the President Hotel and you want to go and visit the British Museum, which is a great idea. And Google tells you you can go by foot and it's 13 minutes. So it's not very far, but you know how to get there. So you will ask and somebody will say to you, okay, but when you actually, when you leave your hotel, you need to turn left. then you will actually face Russell Square, which is a little park in London. Then you need to make a left, okay? Then you need to turn right, again, to follow it round. And then towards the end, up to the end of Russell Square, you need to turn left, go down the road, and then right at the end of the street, you will make a right, and then you will see the entrance to the museum. So they can use this kind of thing. They can use make a left, take a left, turn right, this kind of thing. So it's very easy. Once you've got the map in front of you, and don't be afraid to ask people to explain a second time. Right? People can be patient with you, I'm sure, if you ask politely. So now that I've given you lots of information about how to ask for directions or how to give directions, you're going to practice and you're going to write lots of comments here. So the first one would be, have you ever had to ask for directions in English? Okay, maybe you were lost. Where were you? You know, try to remember where it was. Maybe it wasn't that long ago. Tell me exactly what happened and then we can discuss it. Number 2, describe how to get from your house to the city centre. So for example, from where I live, I would need to catch the bus and it would probably take 10 minutes. It's a 10-minute bus ride for me to get into the city centre. What about you? Can you walk? Do you have to drive? Do you have to catch the underground? Okay, what's your situation? And number 3, when was the last time you gave directions? I'm sure it's happened to you, it happens to me. And, you know, sometimes, you know, you want to help people, but you don't actually know the right vocabulary, but now you do. So 3 questions for you to answer. And while you do that, I'm going to tell you about the ABBA course. At ABBA, we've got a fantastic course for you to learn and improve your English. So we have 144 units. We go from beginner's level up to advanced and business level, so there will be a level for you. And in each unit, you will have a short film. You will also have different activities for you to do, and you will have a video class. So the video class will be a grammar class where we'll explain a different points in a really easy way. And also with each unit at the end, you will have an assessment so you can test yourself on, you know, your knowledge of the unit. So that's the ABBA course, 144 units, and you've got 2 ways here. You can be a free student or you can be a premium student. Now, if you are a free student, it's a great way for you to learn English. You have access to the first unit of each level. Okay, so then once you've got that, you can do all the activities, and on top of that you've got access to all of the video classes. That was the grammar classes, so 144. So all the first unit of every level and the video classes. But really, don't think that's good enough. You need to be a premium student if you're serious about learning English, because then you have access to everything. The films, the activities, the video classes, all the assessments, and on top of that, you can write to your own teacher. You are assigned a teacher. It could be me, or it could be Teacher Robin that you know very well as well. And that's great because you can write to us and we reply to you almost straight away. So it's really, really good. It's very easy to access the course, to work with the course. You can do it from your tablet, your smartphone, your computer. You can start on one device and continue on another device. Right, and if that wasn't enough, we are very generous at ABBA and we give you lots of free stuff for you to learn English, okay? For example, the ABBA Journal, and in a bit I'll be posting links, and one of the links is to go onto the ABBA Journal, which is the blog that we do here, and you will find lots of articles, in this case, that relate to giving directions. Also, we are on Facebook, as you know, but we do a lot more than the classes. We do quizzes and different things. We have a YouTube channel and we have a Twitter account as well. Come on, check everything out, and I'm sure you'll learn lots of English. So now let's see who's watching us today. Okay, we've got lots of people. That's brilliant. So we've got Luis, Carlitos, Filiberto, Edith, Gisela, Florenta, Luis Carlos, Isa, Yolanda, Carmen, everyone's watching. I hope I'm saying your names right, okay? And so hello. Edgar recommends the premium course. That's brilliant. So we've got some premium students here. Good. I'm sure you are improving your English every day, especially if you're watching our lesson as well. And Emil says, okay, she's, very happy. You know, heaps of thanks, Del. So good, you're enjoying the class. That's good to know. Come on, keep writing. Tell me about, give me your answers to the questions. When was the last time you had to ask for directions? When was the last time you gave directions? This kind of thing. If you can't do it now, I understand. Do it later and then we'll reply to you. But in the meantime, I'm going to tell you about next week. Now, next week, Teacher Robin will be telling you about Netflix documentaries. So that's great because watching series, documentaries, films in English, really, you will improve your English fast, trust me. So, she'll be talking about lots of things that relate to documentaries and giving you some tips. So if you subscribe to our newsletter, I will post a link later. You'll be able to sign up and you'll be able to be notified of the next classes. And as well as that, turn on your notifications. I know most of you already do, so you don't miss anything. And Luis says he lives in the city centre. Well, that's brilliant because you are close to everything. But what city centre? What city are we talking about, Luis? Okay, I wonder. I'm going to wait a few seconds to see if you reply. So remember all these things. I will be posting links later. You'll even have the PDF to this lesson. So what more can you ask for? Okay, Nancy, 1 week ago gave directions. Right, okay, good. And was that easy? I mean, was it in English, for example? Was it an easy thing for you to do? Again, you can reply even after class because I'll be checking. Okay, well, that's it really for me for today. Thanks a lot for your participation. Please comment on the new setup. I love it, I'm sure you do. And I will see you next week. Okay, bye for now. Talking a lot of rubbish. And I was like, okay, no, okay. Every time I say okay, there should be like on my head. I'm done now.
Oh, too bad.
Too late.
Comments. I know.
Too late, my dear. Thank
Pero,
Yeah.
¿está mal dicho decirlo o simplemente es como
¿Qué?
decir
Okay.
ok?
Well,
No,
I just
simplemente
say
que
it
lo
a
dice
lot.
mucho.
O sea, que es muy repetitivo,
Sí.
digamos, ¿no? Que
Es
como...
que un alumno comentó
Yeah.
que lo dice mucho, pero en plan...
Yeah.
But I do.